Aaron Rodgers has finally showed up for the Pittsburgh Steelers, signing a 1-year contract. But the question is, does this change the outcome of their season? And then we're going to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars, who NFL analysts believe they had the worst offseason. And then there are some rumors that's swirling around. Quarterback Bryce Young, they don't think he getting paid. Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it all down, but you got to hear the music first.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, football fans, and welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. We are on our road to 1K. So if you love talking football, man, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. I'm myself, Bobby. I'm with Steve-O. How you doing, brother?
I'm Gucci.
You already know, man. But, hey, over the weekend, Aaron Rodgers finally showed up. After last week, Steve-O, they said he was in Pittsburgh and didn't show up to the facility. But over the weekend, he finally showed up and he signed a 1-year deal worth $25 million. Before we talk about anything else, how you feeling about Aaron Rodgers returning to Pittsburgh?
You weren't going to fucking put Drew Allen out there yet. I mean, especially with them coming out there saying that Mike came out there and said, and it's already showing if you watch him, he changing that man's whole foundation, changing the way he throw, his mechanics and everything. So we expect that little left foot back shit that he did with Aaron Rodgers and such. So I mean, I think they're still in win now mode, of course, because they see how close they got in the run that they did go on last year. And if it wasn't for a couple bonehead motherfuckers on this team, they might have gotten further along. But yeah, I mean, of course, you know, if you're a Steelers fan, you wish you would just got this shit over with. But you know, Aaron Rodgers got to be Aaron Rodgers, going his tunnel, think about it, then decide he want to do one more year. But it's just the best scenario to happen. I mean, you wasn't bringing anybody in, and I'm pretty sure you're not confident to roll out anybody else outside of Aaron Rodgers. So, hey, he had a little bit of somewhat of a better year that he had the prior 2 to 3 years. So let's see if he can run it back at his old age and see if they can do something again.
I think that's a fair point, man. I looked at it. I'm like, okay, y'all got what y'all wanted. Y'all waited it out. And y'all actually got him to show up a little bit earlier than years past. You know what I'm saying? With him showing up to his respective teams. So I look at it as a situation to where the silver lining is you get Aaron Rodgers, but you also allow those 2 young quarterbacks to sit for another year. At least for Will Howard, this will be his second year sitting. Then Drew Aller, he'll be sitting for a full year. And then next year, hopefully Aaron Rodgers is retiring after the season and not holding on, talking about some let me go to Africa and slay a lion or some shit. Foo, get the lion.
Get the lion.
But, and then he retired, and then you can really hand over the keys and really have a legitimate QB competition. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that the Pittsburgh Steelers are built, you're not going to be picking in that top 10. That's just I believe that's something that's going to be that we all know. But I think that for the situation at hand, hey, to your point, it probably was the best situation, even though I feel like they should have just washed their hands with the situation if he was going to play around. But he got more money. He came in, and he will begin OTAs with the Pittsburgh Steelers and actually be in the building. But Steve-O, the next question is regarding this: what is a successful season for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because I don't see a Super Bowl happening. But in your mind, what is a successful season?
AFC appearance.
AFC championship game?
Yeah, championship appearance. That's that. I mean, if you make it there, you had a damn good year. I mean, in my opinion, this team is older. It's been older for the last few years, and we know defense and the run game has been the thing. But we've seen the passing game become more of a thing last year with Aaron Rodgers and the weapons that he had with fake ass Megatron on the outside. But The thing is, it's getting better at the run game. I can't say they necessarily got better, but they did do some things to try to improve the run game. So we're gonna see. So if they're able to get even the second round of the playoffs, I still think is a plus in this situation. I just to win it all that's a fucking Cinderella season.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of those. But looking at their schedule, boy, this schedule is not easy. First of all, you got to play your divisional opponents. And Steve-O, what's going under the radar is the Cleveland Browns had a hell of a draft again.
And offseason.
Again. All they need to really do is just figure out this quarterback situation. They can make some noise, man. Real talk. The Browns, they had a hell of a offseason, bro. And yeah, man, they got some challenges on they schedule, bro. You got the Patriots, you got your own divisional guys. Then you're gonna go against the Eagles, the Broncos. Listen to this stretch. Oh my God. Eagles, Broncos, Texans, Jags, Baltimore, Carolina.
I think Aaron gonna be ready. Aaron gonna lose 15 pounds between that shit.
Oh, the real boy, what? That's a stretch. And those are all in sequence. Later in the season, started from November 22nd, and then all the way to a flex game with the Carolina Panthers. Oh my God, get ready. They should, this is what you asked for. Go out there and compete. I believe Mike McCarthy is going to do a hell of a job. And make sure, you know what I'm saying, that offense is at least good. Now it's going to be all on Aaron Rodgers. And I like the addition of Michael Pittman too, because we already know, and you was right on it. You was on it like early, and people would call you crazy. And you was like, bro, DK Metcalf is not a 1. He's not a wide receiver number 1. He's more like a 2, and people overhype him because of his athletic ability, and that came to fruition. And he hurt the team last year by doing dumb stuff.
Yeah, because you want to, I don't even know, tug and uppercut a nigga at the same time. A fan that you know is notorious for being. You just gotta be smarter at the end of the day. Bro. But yeah, he has all the potential in the world to be a 1. He just ain't 1. His route running tree is limited. His route running is limited. His footwork need help. I ain't gonna say he need help, because if you see somebody like DJ Moore, because DJ Moore isn't the most efficient route runner of them all. He got an extensive route tree though. Yeah, and he's still detailed enough to at least get some separation within his own, instead of a jump ball merchant. And I can't even necessarily say you're a jump ball merchant. If you can get separation with speed, that's what DK is good at, getting away from people. But if somebody can keep up with his ass, and he's not he might seem physical, he can be, but he's not the most physical wide receiver either. Yeah, so that's my thing when it comes to him. Mike Pittman, as somebody to be next to him, is definitely gonna help him up, because he's the one that's gonna be a real jump ball threat, and he has a more of an extensive route tree, and that's gonna leave you with the second best corner, third best corner, which 9 times out of 10 you're gonna outbody and out athletic them anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, and that they trying to remain relevant. There's one of those franchises that they don't want to really, you know what I'm saying, fall down and, suffer through a tank season or something like that. So you got to give them credit, at least in that regard, trying to hold up to it. But we always say there's nothing wrong with taking 1 step back to move 2 steps forward. But this is the route that they chose. We'll see how the season pans out. All right, Steve-O, time to switch gears and move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Eric Edholm of NFL Media, he had this to say about the Jacksonville Jaguars in their offseason, bro. They really didn't sign nobody. ETN is gone. And he said this: I'll be honest, I didn't love the Jaguars haul. I don't know too many folks who did. I felt like a team that didn't care for the draft class as a whole, felt pretty good about the roster in general, and decided to take players it liked with little regard to value. That's fine and good as long as the approach worked, but we'll see. And Steve-O, just for reference, you know what I'm saying, they didn't do too much over the offseason with signing free agents, but the draft class was a bit as well, bro. I'm not even going to lie to you. You're looking at players that they selected. They They selected a tight end, defensive lineman, guards, safeties. But in your personal opinion, do they have the worst offseason, bro, up until this point?
Yeah, I mean, if you terms of activity, yeah, because they didn't do shit but resign everybody that they
Right.
had on their team. The only additions that I'm seeing is 2 running backs, Chris Rodriguez Jr. and Amir Abdullah. And the only reason I know Amir Abdullah is because he damn near 30 and he played in Nebraska. So, and then outside of, yeah, they had 10 draft picks during the draft. They got a tight end, an edge, a DT, a safety. Not all of them, not too many of them you know too much about, but I don't know. I think they took the build within approach, I would say. So I guess, I mean, to me, like, coming off an off season where you made a big shift, and a lot of those big shift was moves, and especially even moves. They didn't really do any moves in the front office. The only thing I'm seeing is they added a defensive coordinator. I mean, defensive passing game coordinator and a run game coordinator.
Right.
And I think that run game needed a lot of more help. So maybe you should have looked at more of a running backs coach. Maybe you should have made more additions at running back position. Like, there's a lot of things they could have did on that. Defense wasn't the best either. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like the guy that made that article was pretty valid. If you terms on what they did, what they gained, and what they tried to do, they built within, and that's the approach they made. So the 9 times out of 10, most teams that build within, they kind of look at it like that way. They didn't do much, so it wasn't a good offseason.
Yeah, I think it's a valid one, man, because sometimes when you lose stuff, you got to find solutions to mitigate that loss. And losing ETN is definitely a huge loss for them. And the running backs that you brought in, I'm not too confident can help that run game. You just putting more pressure on Trevor Lawrence, and we've seen him enter his career in the NFL under a lot of pressure, and we've seen how that panned out for him. Versus last year, he had a solid run game. You surrounded him with weapons, and then you also had a defense that was pretty damn good. I still think the defense is gonna be good, and I don't know if they're gonna regress. But you definitely wanted to see more. Now, on the flip side of this whole discussion, I remember my team, the Chicago Bears, being off-season champs. You don't necessarily always got to be the champions of the off-season, because we was off-season champs for at least 2 years under Matt Eberflus. And this mofo was bogus as hell, if we keeping it real. So while there wasn't a lot of activity, sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's okay. And I think that's just adding more fuel to the fire when you got to talk to guys like Liam Cohen and see how he going to be able to handle year number 2. And it's going to be the same for a number of coaches. Ben Johnson, fans are going to see how he does in year number 2. Because Liam Cohen had a year number 1 that was great, similarly to Ben Johnson. Now it's about how can you adjust? How can you get better? It's just that when it comes down to it, it's just a little bit underwhelming when you look at some of the decisions that they made this offseason.
And you expecting them to make a jump, and when you want to make a jump, usually it requires some moves. So we shall see.
We absolutely will see.
I feel like a lot of teams got better around them in their division, so we shall see.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Because the Titans, they coming in with a new regime with Robert Saleh and Brian Dable leading the way, and made a lot of good moves the offseason. The Houston Texans, they not going nowhere. Yep. And the Indianapolis Colts, we'll see. They had a hell of a start to their season last year before, the wheels fell off. So to your point, the teams in your division is getting better and they adding. So we'll see.
Facts.
All right, last topic of the day, Steve-O. According to Joe Person, that first crazy work, there's some rumor circling around that's coming from Joe Person, covers the NFL for The Athletic. He suggested that the Panthers are not expecting to extend Bryce Young before this season. How you feel about that, bro?
I don't know. I feel like it might be a little bit of truth there, because it might be a little bit of hesitancy, because in order for him to get paid this year, he's going to have a hell of a year. And when I mean hell of a year, that's like 4,000 yards. That's probably you might have to. I won't say he win MVP or in the votes, but he probably got to have some MVP talks throughout the year at some point because they're gonna find anything possible to not pay him.
Yep.
That's what they do, regardless of what. Especially if they got to pay a quarterback a hell of a lot of money because you do in this current market and day. If if they don't 100% believe in you, they're gonna find every reason for you to not get paid.
Right.
So damn near he's gonna have to do what funny that we just went off from talking about Indianapolis Colts because he's gonna have to do what Danny Dimes damn near did, have a damn near MVP type of year because that's how he got paid, regardless of him tearing his Achilles. So yeah, he's gonna have a hell of a year to because we already know, even though we know the Carolina's been making some good moves in the last year or two, they owner and the rest of them still stupid.
Yeah.
So you know they you never know. So I feel like it's a little bit of truth there. I feel like that he's gonna have to prove it this year. He proved himself somewhat last year. Now he got to complete that vision.
I agree with you, bro, because when you look at Bryce Young, you look at a guy that's a bit sporadic. You see moments of him diming things up, just like in that Green Bay game last year. It was a low-scoring game, 16-13, but they don't win that game if he don't make that throw at the end of the game towards the sideline. And then you get into other games and you see like, damn, bro, how you lose to the New Orleans Saints in late November at home?
They getting show tonight.
You feel me? Like, that's crazy work. So heading into this season, 2026, I'm cool with that. Not paying him. But on the flip side, if he comes out and ball out, you better get ready to pay.
And if I'm him, pay me or I'm gone. Because you put me through the ring.
Yeah, and it's understandable though why they put him through that because remember the man was benched before.
He was, but I'm saying like if I get to the point where I play and I ball my ass off and you still not willing to pay me, somebody take a chance on me. Look at Malik Willis. Facts.
I wonder if that's the contract that they'll be willing to give him. Honestly, they could have jumped on it and tried to you know what I'm saying? But it wouldn't be smart for him. But if you're the ownership, you try to give him
something to
30 between 30 and 40 million per year. Bro, that's a discount.
That's what Ryan Poles would have tried to do.
Bro, that's a discount on quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is signed for 1 year, 25 million. Get him a young man, 30 million, offer him. And then you could have, you know what I'm saying, throw in some incentives or something like that. He doesn't have to take it, obviously, but you could try to entice him to take the money because those type of moves is what help you and give you the ability to build out your team because the Carolina Panthers, they on the rise, in my personal opinion. They had a lot of people show up. I was like, who the hell is Parker Washington? Who the hell is Coker?
Who the hell is a motherfucker? What was his name? MJ?
Yeah, bro. Like what? Them defensive backs play a hell of a game towards the end of the game.
Damn show. Damn show.
In that playoff game.
Bro, that was their defense because that D-line wasn't doing shit.
Yeah, but they picked up Jalen. They overpaid for Jalen Phillips this offseason, so that should be a help. And then they drafted well too, in my personal opinion. So we'll see. We'll see how much noise they'll be able to make. But hey, I ain't mad at them for not paying them, but I think y'all could have went in with a 2-year, 3-year deal to try to, you know what I'm saying? To try to save you some money because if the man take you to the playoffs again,
you gotta pay.
You really gotta pay up.
Yeah,
for real. So, but hey, man, you got anything left?
Nah, man.
All right, y'all. That is the end of today's episode. Make sure y'all leave y'all thoughts and everything down below. We'll be delivering a couple videos a week. And then, man, stay tuned in. You can come over here and rock with the family regardless of whatever the team that you rock with. We on our road to 1K. Help us get there. It's a simple 2-step. Like button, subscribe. It's boop boop, and you all in there. But hey, man, we appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always love football. Y'all already know. We're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace.
This has been a presentation